cloud nine, just got married, me and the wife enjoying our new relationship as a married couple and working together in God's church and growing. And eventually there was a point where I felt like I hit a stumbling block spiritually, saying, hey, like, if I'm not getting more people, more disciples to grow, then what am I doing? Let's go out there and really do the work of God. I started bringing some guys, every so often, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people experience this too as well, where, they weren't hanging around. So I started to take that personally, saying, hey, like, what am I doing wrong, right? Do I need to grow more spiritually? Is there something more I need to pray for, fast for, or is it just simply me, like I suck? It was starting to become more of a religious thing, and that's when I think the first argument started to happen. I didn't tell anybody about it, kind of, kept it in and continuing on. Later on, there was a lot of chaos going on with a lot of politics at that time. I started identifying with a lot more stuff on a political view versus a Christian view. I didn't notice at the time that was really hurting me, hurting others, even though I knew that, hey, no, this is what Christians stand for in politics, that it was okay. But at that time, it was a lot of divide that I felt like happened, and it caught myself on the other side of it. And eventually, 2019, that's when COVID happened, right? And a lot of the governmental policies with California started to happen, and that's when I was just like, you know what? This is a bunch of bull. I don't agree with any of this. I'm a man. I'm not going to stand for any of this. I took that as an argument too as well, and really didn't pray about it. I think that's when I first noticed the indifference starting to steep in. But indifference came into me at a starting point of small arguments that started to build up. And that's when I started to build myself up, saying, I can do this on my own. I don't need anybody. I made that decision. That's it. I'm not coming back here. I started to get a sense of, well, I'll be a lone wolf. There was no community in their lives. They were doing things on their own will. And much like I did, they had their own arguments too. I totally believe that if God had been in their lives, a lot of these stuff would have not played out, or people in the communities to be part of them. So I realized that. I was like, you know what? I got to stop doing what I'm doing, because it's not getting me anywhere, and it's just causing pain and hurt to my wife, to our friends. That's when I prayed for God to soften my heart and do it however He can. And He did, little by little. We started having one-on-ones with our friends, being part of that community again, being reintroduced, and genuinely started to feel my heart become softened and loved again, and like there was no hidden motive or anything like that. And so I would say since the start of the series of Pastor Pablo preaching on indifference is when I was like, holy cow, this is literally everything that I've been experiencing, and why I was so apathetic throughout these past years. This series is going to do so much for everybody and anybody in the same situation that I'm in, or similar situation. And I've been so blessed by it. It's literally what I've been waiting for all these years to hear. When it comes to what I believe is so important, which is not only community, is discipleship, right? I think with community you can get so much done. With discipleship you can get so much intentional stuff done, and that intentional stuff is going to be growing, healing, having somebody to walk with you. I think that right there carries so much weight. What I believe everyone needs in this life, and it's everything that God wants for our lives, is this discipleship. And so I'm excited to see what God's going to be able to do through my walk in this discipleship this coming up season. I just pray that God would continue to use people for my discipleship and for my formation of the discipleship, and what's about to come.